Four people in a room talking about everything. Or talking about really nothing at all. You decide.
Welcome. This is the Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Well, it's a good question. I mean, what is there to talk about?
Sure, so much to talk about.
Lots to say.
We got a lot of questions coming in,
Sure,
guys.
we like questions.
Yeah.
We don't have time. Let's start the Hot Tub Podcast.
Right.
Oh,
No, you want to take a
I
question?
think we should take a question.
Let's take a question.
I mean, we've got so many answers to give.
I kind of like the idea of us popping on for 10 seconds and then throwing to the podcast.
There we go. We said we'd do an intro. We did an intro.
Brandon reached out, guys, and said he wants for the Game of Joy, says we should do the Linkin Park 17-second scream for the Game of Joy. So I pulled it up. I don't know about this, Brandon. Here it is.
No. Mauler and Rush, you guys are good at this. Like,
Are we?
holding. Yes, we have to hold something, a note or a scream or something on one of our videos. I can't remember what it was.
That's also very phlegmy sounding.
It is.
Yeah,
very-
it is. It's a great scream.
Yeah.
Powerful
Yeah.
Scream. But no, I've made them scream one time and do like screamo things, and it was
It's terrible.
It was just way too aggressive.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's
and
very
people are
aggressive.
listening in the morning, and it's not fun.
No.
No.
What was it? The hosier yell we did?
Oh yeah, that one. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a little different. That's like that's less
Okay.
like
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We're good at the
Once again, I love that Jenny listens to Linkin Park and thinks you and I just
Yeah.
nail Linkin
Yeah,
Park.
exactly.
You'll nail it, guys.
Yeah. It's very, very us sounding. Yeah.
I hate that kind of music. With
Oh
the,
my God, I
do you?
can't.
Yeah.
It gives me a headache and it causes me anxiety. I'm not even kidding. It like really brings up my heart rate.
There's some stuff I like it when it's like a combination of a screamer and a singer, like Alexis on Fire. I've seen a million times live, and that I like.
Didn't you say years ago, Rush, when we worked in rock
Yeah.
radio, didn't you say somebody sounded like a headache?
Oh.
Probably. I don't remember who it was, but yeah. I mean, I can see it being Evanescence.
Yeah. You know what song you said it sounded like a headache was? I think Kiara and Gold. Do you remember that one?
Maybe, yes.
Yeah,
Where
I love
it's
that
this one?
song.
Yes.
Love this song.
I love this song, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like a headache, though.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially around the chorus. Which
Yeah,
is
it's the chorus.
That, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I
God,
love this
I
song
love this
so
song.
much. I
Yeah.
forgot about it. Yeah.
But it does sound like a headache.
yeah, great song.
Yeah.
Let's get her on the podcast and Rush will interview
All
her.
right, ladies and gentlemen, Kiara.
Rush, your first question.
Oh, she's not there.
Okay.
Oh, that's too bad.
Add a dial tone in
Would have
post.
been a good bit.
Dial tone. You see, when we ramble on, we should have just started the Hot Tub
Serious.
Podcast a few minutes ago. Welcome to it.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Everyone wants a special name for their baby. But is this Alabama family gone too far?
I think so.
All right. Yeah.
A new mother claims the hospital would not put her chosen name on her birth certificate and that she would have to go to court to settle the issue. So here's the quote. We picked out a unique name that means a lot to us.
Oh boy.
Here it
Where
is.
are we going with this?
They say it like this, Zerfgolzi, but it's spelled XFRGOLSZZZXY.
That's pretty.
Oh.
Beautiful.
I mean, if
cutie.
Elon Musk can name his kid whatever the hell he named him, why not?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, cute little Zerfgolzi.
Zerf Goldsy, time for dinner.
How did you, was there like
They
a
spelled
pronouncer there?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly.
get
So
that?
she said, I know it's different, and that was the whole point. I guess a hospital worker claimed that the names with an X followed by a consonant are not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the new mom did not receive much support in the comments. Here's another one. If I was that baby, once I aged to an adult, my first stop would be to legally change my name to something my parents wouldn't know and start a new life.
I mean, I get it. I mean, you're kind of making your kid a prop at that
Yes.
point. But I mean, I guess it's your decision to make.
Yeah. I mean, unless there's vulgarity involved, I think
Exactly,
you
yeah.
should be able to.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's offensive. And you also don't like culturally and stuff. Who's to say that that's not something that's, important
Right,
to them?
yeah.
Who knows,
Exactly.
right?
And again, it isn't in this case, and they basically
Sure,
said
yeah.
that it isn't.
Yeah.
But
Well, they said it was unique and it meant a lot to us. But what does that mean? What does, Zerfgolzi mean?
Jenny, don't be
I
silly.
know,
Come
sorry.
on
Come on,
now.
I
Jenny,
know,
I think
we
my
all know
bad.
this.
Quite
What
clear.
are you trolling? Stop it. We know.
You're on to me.
But you know what? When I hear the celebrity names, I go, well, maybe, just maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Elon's kid, I forget how you say that thing.
Yeah, eggs gone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the letters and numbers and stuff. But maybe like on the birth certificate, it says Larry. And Elon's just once again trolling all of us,
Yeah.
right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, is Apple's name Apple? I don't know.
I remember that was a big uproar, right? Like people couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like Jane.
Yes.
And then Apple's a middle name. And she, being the Hollywood person she
Yeah.
is, said, oh, my daughter's Apple.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe,
know.
yeah,
I
who
have no
knows?
idea.
Yeah.
I think she goes by Apple.
I think she does too.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
And now,
so.
Yeah.
like, Apple doesn't even feel that crazy.
No, it
Like, in fact,
doesn't.
I kind of like Apple.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It really.
You do.
Yeah, it's grown on
Jones.
me too a little bit.
Yeah,
Apple Jones.
I never really thought it was that crazy a name because it never really bothered me because it's still a nice name. It's not you're not naming something something offensive or
Yeah.
an apple is a nice fruit.
Like, it's better than, like, pomegranate.
Or pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kumquat.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kumquat's tough.
Grapefruit.
Kumquat Jones.
Yeah. Kumquat Jones? Wow, worst superhero ever.
Yeah.
What's the superpower?
He doesn't have one.
Hands out and
Yeah.
he spawns kumquats.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, it comes with a lot of education. He's got to tell people what kumquats are. It's not great.
No, but you're right. Of all the fruits, it is kind of the nicest sounding
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, apple.
You know?
Apple?
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now there's cherry.
Oh,
Cherry's
cherry, yes.
Cherry's
real
a name.
name.
Yes,
good,
that's
yeah.
true.
Barry's a name, just spelled differently.
Barry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Banana would, if she had come out years ago and said banana as opposed to apple, like, would it have
that's
been?
worse.
Again, I think that an apple just has a whole different connotation to
Yeah.
it. I don't think apple's really that bad. I never really thought it was.
Oh, what about clementine? That's a nice
That's one too,
I actually
yeah.
really like clementine.
Isn't that a dog
Clementine
name?
Jones.
You can really put anything with Jones.
You
at work.
really can. It works out very well.
It's true. There's not a fruit that doesn't work. Grapefruit Jones.
Yeah.
It's
I
true.
like it.
But
Do it.
you have the worst Avengers ever.
Yeah.
Like, just so anticlimactic. But very healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No scurvy. We're the Joneses.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady. Find the gang on their socials. Follow at Mauler, at One True Rush, at Hot Flash Jenni, and at Brady Jones Radio.
Most restaurants aren't cheap, and with the additional cost of like tipping, that kind of thing, you should at least get the food that you ordered, right?
Yeah.
And yet a lot of people feel uncomfortable sending food back. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions, see if you are the norm here.
'Kay.
In a poll, 40% of people say they've never sent food back at a restaurant. 49% have, but rarely. And 7% say they have sent food back many times. Now, going forward, what about if you technically got what you ordered, but it tasted bad? What would you do?
I would send it back.
I would send it back if it tastes bad. Like, well, again, does it taste bad because it was made wrong, or does it taste bad because, like, if I ordered something I'd never had before,
Right.
and
Yeah,
like,
you
That's
just
the
don't
thing.
like
turns
it.
out I don't
You
like
just didn't
that.
like it. I
Yeah.
think that's different. If it tastes
yeah.
bad, other than I just didn't like
I
it,
wouldn't
it's two
send that
different
back.
things. So
No,
28.
I wouldn't do that.
No, again, if they made it properly,
Yeah.
and I just didn't
If
like
it's on me.
If
Yeah.
it's like if I'd never had some kind of fish before,
Yeah.
Right.
and they served it to me and they cooked it well, and I just didn't like it. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's on me.
Like, we
Yeah.
went to a really fancy restaurant recently, and there wasn't a lot on the menu that I really liked.
Wanted, yeah.
And so I got like this like mushroom thing that
Yeah.
I don't even really like mushrooms. It was the only thing that I like kind of remotely. I did not.
What are you,
enjoy it.
4?
yeah.
Like, literally, that's what I felt like though. I was
That
like,
happened to me once, and I was at a fancy place, and this is when fancy places decide they have to put truffles on everything
Of
because
course,
they
yeah.
because they need to ruin the taste of things. And so again, I didn't like it because truffles ruin things.
Yeah.
But again,
Could you
can't.
not have said hold the truffle?
I didn't know.
Oh.
Right.
And so it was on me. So I'm not going to send it back
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
I mean, they prepared exactly what they said they're going to prepare, and I didn't like it. So
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
on me.
Yeah.
Well, 28% would send it back, 51% or wouldn't send it back, sorry. 51% would and 22% aren't sure. Now, what about if you got something slightly different than what you ordered?
Depends.
Slightly
So
different.
does that mean that you got, let's say you got mashed potatoes instead of fries, or do you order
Yeah,
a
like
medium,
if
you know?
I'm sorry, if I got a baked potato
Yeah.
over like mash or fry, like I would send back I hate baked potatoes.
Right.
So it would just sit
I
there.
don't really like baked potatoes either. That's
I
weird.
love
Unless they're
baked
loaded
potato.
up. I mean, they're just a vessel for
Yeah.
all the stuff.
That's true.
Unless they take the potato out of the skin, mash it, add
Maybe.
garlic
I'm
and
a-
cheese, and put it back in.
I'm like a garlic mash person first.
Yeah.
But I like scallop potatoes. I like baked potatoes. I mean, the potato fries are probably last on my list
Okay.
of the way I like
agree.
potatoes.
Not a big fry guy.
Yeah.
Not so.
But according to your list, so if I sent back a baked potato for mashed potato,
Right.
that's not crazy, is it?
No, but I think if I said, I ordered a mashed potatoes, they'd say, oh, okay. And then they'd bring me
Right,
a
mashed
side of
potatoes.
mashed
Say
potatoes.
the waiter's going to mash your potato right in front of
That
you.
would be amazing.
You have a fork?
Without breaking eye contact, too. This is what you want, huh? You want this?
Is that mashing up? Want me to feed it to you? I'll feed it to you.
So good.
I'm not coming back. That would be great.
Well, 39% wouldn't send it back, 32% would, and 29% not sure. And finally, what if you got something completely different than what you ordered?
Then I'd send it back.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sending it back.
What if
Yeah.
it's something like
Better?
delicious?
if it's something really good,
Yeah, like sometimes I get out-ordered by my wife, and that really bothers
Yeah.
me. Like if she orders something that's just looks so incredible, and I'm
Right.
here with my burger, you
Yeah.
know?
I know.
But if you get the wrong dish, like let's say you've ordered a steak and potatoes,
Yeah.
and they bring you like jambalaya,
Yeah.
right?
A little different.
But you can't then dive into the jambalaya, eat like
No.
a bunch of bites,
No.
and go, oh, this is not what I
no,
ordered.
you've got to look at that
I
right
agree.
away when
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
serves in front of you and say, I didn't order this.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with that is then if you do send back the jambalaya and you have to wait for your steak, whoever you're eating, they're already done, and then you end up eating by
don't care.
yourself. No?
We were at a restaurant once, and we ordered a thing. Whatever, I don't remember what it was, but it was something to share. So, but it was a large appetizer thing.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for it to get there. We're waiting, and then we look over, and then we see a guy who's sitting at a table by himself, and let's say it was nachos. It wasn't.
Okay.
But so the plate of nachos on his table. As he's sitting there, he's eating something else.
Yeah.
And we look over, and there's nachos there, and he doesn't say anything. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then they're still there, and then we're waiting, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, it was sent to the wrong table." And we look over, and it was like that guy. But
Why
like,
didn't he say anything?
this is what I'm thinking.
But he did not order nachos?
He didn't.
Wow, he just
And
thought it was like nachos on the
our
house?
nachos went to him, and he didn't say anything.
And
And that's
without
the
being-
weirdest thing.
Look, I don't want to be all mucky muck over here, but
Yeah.
then how long does a plate of your nachos stay on somebody else's table
Oh, yeah.
before you say, I don't want those nachos because
Not
now
long.
all their breath and everything's
long.
been all over
It's
that,
only
right?
I don't even care if he hasn't touched it. That's fine. But it's
Yeah.
just you don't want your cheese cold, man.
Yeah.
You know, hang on to that. I don't know why, but sure.
Sure, that's a lot of passion out of Jenny, too. It's just because about cheese.
To me, the weirdest part about mistakes happen, things
Yeah.
go to the wrong table, and that's fine. The fact that nobody checked on it, but to me, the weirdest part, if somebody brought something to your table
Yes.
Yeah.
and just put it down there and
Yeah.
walked away, who doesn't say
But he
something?
didn't eat any? It just sat there?
He just sat there.
Oh, I would have ate it.
Yeah, I might think it came from the kitchen.
Right.
Oh, right.
That's
That,
a positive, especially if it's a shared dish
Yeah.
like nachos. I just think, they're doing a special. or
Yeah,
something.
I
maybe.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody else has them.
Well, no, I depends on how.
It was weird. The whole thing was weird.
Okay.
It
The
was
number
very
of
weird,
times
yeah.
though that a server will come and be like, and somebody got the stuffed chicken and whatever. Imagine if you were just like, yep, and every time just accepted
Do you
it.
guys always have that moment where you black out completely and you have no idea what you ordered and you're like, I don't know. I don't know. When they come and they're tossing the plates around, you guys always remember what
No.
you ordered?
I mean, I will tell you this: when I have a menu in front of me,
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to order. I close the menu,
Yeah.
and then if I put it away. Then the server comes over,
Yeah.
and I reach over, open the menu,
Yes.
and go to try to remember what I wanted.
100%. Oh, for
That
sure.
happens
Sure.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the second guess thing, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, hey, you guys go first.
Yeah.
Well, we're a family of 3. It takes about 4 seconds. And I'm like, wasn't
That
enough
didn't help.
time.
Yeah.
Well, my wife
Oh,
does that too.
yeah.
It's just the two of us.
Yeah.
You go first. Okay, I'll have a steak. Honey, back to you.
Yeah. But I don't recall a time that I've ordered and not remembered what I ordered.
Oh,
No.
all the time I do that.
Also, is there anybody that you've met on the planet that if you're sitting there, somebody gets seated maybe 10 minutes after you and their food comes first,
Oh, yeah.
how enraged do you
Right.
feel? Like,
And then I'm even looking like, what did they get? Did they get something that takes a
Exactly. What
long
did they
time?
order? Yeah.
that looks pretty complicated. I don't know why it's so fast.
And then I'll assume right away, I'm like, oh, so ours is just sitting there getting cold. That's great. And so I've decided my meal is going to be terrible. Yeah.
So true.
But we're not mad at the restaurant.
No.
We're mad at those people.
Those people, yes, because they got their food first, yes.
Can you believe them?
Yeah.
Look at that smug look as he dips into his fries.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Parents spend 96 hours fighting with kids over screen time annually. So this new survey of 2,000 adults found 67% of parents polled are afraid they're losing quality time with their children due to screens.
Yeah.
The research done on behalf of Angel Q, I think. Angel Q, found that parents are concerned about their children encountering internet predators at 51%, accidental exposure to adult content at 46%, and screen addiction at 45%. Here's a quote. Our kids are losing years of their childhood, precious time they'll never get back. to exploitive products that addict them. That's what the CEO of this company says. We believe technology should educate and empower, not distract and divide.
I mean,
it's
for sure.
it's the same. Like, yes, it's obviously an issue,
Yes.
but I mean, when we were watching TV all the time, and our parents
Playing
said,
Nintendo
and doing that, and they said, you're sitting too close to the TV, you're gonna go
Yes,
blind, which was
yeah.
just a lie.
Yeah.
I think they believed it at the time too.
Yeah.
I just
I
think
think so.
they didn't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a little different now, though. No.
Well, because we're walking around with it everywhere
Yeah.
we go.
That's exactly
and I
it.
think
Like
that's the difference.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think it's the dopamine hit too. It's like the constant sort of stimulation versus, we got stimulation, but there's only so much you can get watching Bugs Bunny.
But it's
You know
not.
what I mean?
We look at it like, oh, it's just kids. But I mean, so if this continues, they're going to grow up to be just like everybody else and every adult on the planet
Yeah.
who walks around on their phone all the time. Like, if they stay away from their phones, eventually they're going to be on their phones.
Yeah, but I do think it's something to do with even your social skills and your
Right.
ability
Yep.
to keep yourself busy and be
Sure.
bored and that kind of thing is all important.
Yeah.
And I think the social skills is a big one.
I think that's like the biggest.
the big one, because I remember even when my parents would have friends over, like we had to go to the basement if we wanted. We'd often hang out, talk to them for a while, sit at the
100%.
table and have dinner with them
Yeah.
and have conversations. And I think that's
Like,
a
I
big
find
one.
it so impressive now when like a kid sits at the table and has
Oh, yeah.
conversations and stuff, which you shouldn't think that's impressive. That should
Right?
just be like a normal.
But I
polite.
remember, you know
Skill.
what it was like if your parents ever had friends over and, they're excited about it and stuff. And then there is nothing more boring for like a 7-year-old
Right.
than adult conversation.
I know.
You're just
worst.
sitting there and they're
Yeah.
thinking, you're thinking, how are you guys doing this?
Yeah, how is
You're
this
not thinking about
enjoyable?
anything interesting at all. And
Talk
then-
about me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I would go down and start working on my routine
Oh,
yeah.
that everybody would
Yeah,
have to come down and
100%,
watch, right?
yeah.
And
Sometimes it was skits, dances, I would sing. I mean, I really had a
And now, would
variety
your
show.
brothers also be in on this?
They were, yes. Well, they didn't have a choice.
Right,
Well,
of
there was
course,
10
yeah.
years between me and my youngest brother,
Right.
but my brother, who's 3 years younger than me, Matt, he was in all of my skits. He would play all the different roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And was he
Yeah.
really a prop?
He was
for
a
you?
prop. Yeah, he wasn't talented.
But you look at it right now, like he just didn't have it, but that's okay.
Yeah, no. Some people do. Some people don't. That's
Exactly.
okay.
But
Yeah.
you really thought doing that, like that, your parents and your parents' friends were really excited
Right?
to
Oh,
see
yeah.
it. Like
Oh
you
my
thought,
God.
you had no
No.
idea that it was quite
gotta
a
go
chore
down
for
and
them
watch
to
it,
watch.
that's it.
And that their opinion of your performance was not genuine.
No.
But you thought it was.
Well, no, because they gave you like a dime or a nickel to
Yes.
come watch it. So they must have been excited.
Oh, I would set up chairs. Like I would have,
100%,
like
yeah.
you
we
were
do,
the
we
same.
Do we do the exact
Yeah.
same thing in the
Yeah.
basement with like
Yes.
friends and stuff, and then okay, come watch the show.
Exactly.
I remember mine were so lame. One time I learned how to fold a shirt and made them sit there and watch me fold a shirt.
oh well, that's
Because I was amazed that if you fold a shirt like backwards,
Yeah.
it sort of it goes forwards again.
Brady, I would have paid for that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got
Do you want
you.
to see me?
I kind of want to see this backwards forwards thing.
It's not that impressive. It's just how shirts work.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they were impressed.
Yeah, they're familiar. They taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And we got to give props to our parents for actually coming down and watching.
Oh, sure.
You know, like
Yeah.
I
mean, they're probably half in the bag, watching their steps
they
down the.
all come down with drinks.
Yeah.
It's funny to say that, like,
100%.
I have a sister my sister's 2 years older than me. We didn't ever do those things.
Really?
We
Really?
never put on shows that never happened. And I'm trying to think.
No, they sat
you, like,
silently
read?
doing
yeah, I
homework.
was gonna like, did we put on shows and they just didn't watch it? But
Right.
no, like, and again, we would go and ignore what was going on.
Yeah.
And
So
spend
you
time
went to go
together.
pray. What did you do? What
Well,
did you fill your time with?
I think even if we did things, we weren't putting on shows for anybody. I started doing that later in life.
Okay.
Which is weird. I mean, that was
What do
when
you mean later?
Yeah.
lately,
How much later?
When I was when I was in high school,
You'd
like
make your parents' friends come down and
yeah,
watch.
I'd invite them over and I'd say, "Look at this shirt!"
Yeah.
and I'd fold
Sure.
it.
Now, would you shave
Yeah.
before or after?
That's right, yeah.
You wanted to be clean shaven for the big spectacle.
No, but I started doing like improv comedy into a camera when I was like 14, 15,
Yeah.
and I wasn't going to high school and stuff, and I was doing that. But when I was a kid, I didn't do any of that stuff.
I think you're born with that need for attention
100%.
or like
Yeah.
wanting to perform and
I needed it,
entertain.
man.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I had
Yeah.
no talent, and I still have no talent. But
Were you
I'm not gonna say I
the
didn't
ringleader,
have
or was
talent.
it your sisters who were the ones? Let's do this.
Always me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were into it, right? They were always. And we
But
have family
not as
friends that would do
passionate
But
it.
it was
you.
something to
I-
do.
I need it.
They wouldn't have suggested it.
For sure. And weirdly, I was the host. I
Yeah.
would host things then too.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of me in the year 2000. So I was 9 years old, and we had friends over for the for New Year's Eve, and we did a show.
Yeah.
And we had a karaoke machine, and I was the host wearing a blazer
That is
with the
such a good
karaoke,
picture.
introducing like each person to come do their
actual
skit.
little Brady Jones, like actually hosting
it's
something.
exactly what I do.
Yes, what you
which
do.
is
And you
weird.
were destined.
And it's great, and it's a great memory. But if you could go back, I bet you that kid was so irritating.
Oh, he sucks.
just.
As irritating as I am as an adult.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was just like, this would be great. Can we get that kid away from the damn microphone?
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Britain's Kenton Cool, he's 51 years old, climbed Mount Everest for the 19th time.
It's a lot of times.
man. that's so many
recently,
times.
breaking the record for the most climbs by someone who isn't a Sherpa or a climbing guide.
At this point, aren't you a Sherpa?
Yeah,
If you've been up at
exactly.
19 times?
He hit the 29,000-foot peak early Sunday morning with his fellow climbers, calling his record legendary. He first climbed Mount Everest back in 2004.
And that's his whole life at that point. To do it 19 times since 2004, so almost every single year.
We went golfing twice this weekend and quit after a few holes because it was cold.
And you walked away thinking, that was legendary.
We did it.
I just can't. I mean, I think it's amazing, but it just goes to show everybody's so different. Like this guy is just obsessed with this, of breaking this record,
Yeah.
you know? And the idea of it is like the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Do we know what his job is? Like what?
No
what is
idea.
Mountain climber.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure he's sponsored by.
I'm sure
Right.
he is.
I
Yes,
guess.
that's
you,
true.
You can't. I mean, again, to afford to do this every year,
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, he's getting paid to do it, or else he just. It's
Or
just
he's
doesn't
just
work.
loaded,
What-
maybe.
what-
But how would you be loaded? You can't do this every year and then have a job.
Yeah.
What makes one a Sherpa?
You're a guide.
Like you're employed by the city, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Is that,
I
is
think
that-
you have to be a member of their like ethnic group as well. I don't
okay.
think you could just be like a foreign Sherpa. It's like a local thing.
right.
And so you have to.
You sure? I don't, maybe. I don't
what's
know.
the dictionary definition of a Sherpa? That's what I'd like to know.
Being a Sherpa means being a member of an ethnic group in the Himalayas, or it can refer to someone employed as a guide or porter for mountaineering expeditions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you don't have to be a part of the.
I think most of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are Sherpas that have been, up and down Everest more often
Right.
than 19 times.
Sure.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm the Sherpa of my neighborhood.
Oh, you are? You often guide people?
No, but I go for a walk, and if somebody's lost, I go, yeah, you just go that way.
There
turn
you
left.
go.
That's really good.
You are a Sherpa.
And do you carry the luggage at any point, or like,
Why
do
would
you
people
help
be
them?
walking around my neighborhood with luggage?
I don't know.
I don't know, but if they were, would you?
You would help them out.
That would make you more of a Sherpa.
I don't know who's lost in your neighborhood either, so
I don't really know your neighborhood.
not really a complex area.
Could you imagine?
Oh, do you wear a badge or anything or a vest?
A vest would be a good
No.
idea.
You
Do you
should.
think a lot of Sherpas do? See, I think a lot of
Oh,
Sherpas
yeah.
are dressed like mountain climbers.
I think they are, but I'm sure they have some sort of like identification.
I don't think they're wearing a
Somewhere.
name tag.
No,
I don't think
No?
you necessarily
No.
need it up top.
I don't think. Yeah, I think you know who your Sherpa is.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know that
I
you
kind of
need
want them to have a vest on, like a
I mean,
reflective vest.
maybe.
Like they're working at Walmart? Hi, welcome to Mount Everest.
Smiley face.
No, you don't want to. You
No?
don't want a little uniform for the Sherpa. You want the Sherpa to feel like he's with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
They don't need like a lanyard. You
No.
know?
No.
Yeah.
They're not scanning in.
No, they're not.
I bet you they do have.
There's a lot
something.
of pressure on being a Sherpa.
Do you have to
Yeah.
punch in and out, by the way?
I don't think there's punch clocks. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? At the end of the day, you don't punch out and
Because
go,
I
wow.
think it's not necessarily about hours.
Right? Yeah,
Okay.
just a
I
lot
think
to carry
Yeah.
too.
Hey.
Your punch clock.
What are you looking up?
I'm trying to see if they wear
Sherpa
anything.
name tags? Sherpa name tags?
I think some Sherpas dress differently than others.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
I don't think
really-
they're wearing. I don't think there's a uniform.
Were you thinking of getting into the Sherpa name tag industry?
It's untapped, man.
It is, I'm sure.
Hi, sharks. My name's
Yeah.
Jenny.
What a terrible niche item. All right, hear me out. It's name tags, but for Sherpas only.
Sherp tags. I'm seeking $100,000 for 5% of my company.
And do you have a prototype? No.
No.
Do you have any information? No.
No.
You don't understand. If we just corner 1% of the Sherpa market,
You're set.
we'd have about $40.
I'm sorry, Jenny. I'm out.
No, they all wear orange. That's the thing.
Oh, you think so?
Yep. Like a ready orange, I think.
Okay.
Oh, that's a one picture. Never mind.
gonna say
I don't know.
one guy.
Again, maybe some. I think they get dressed in the morning and then this is what they.
Yeah.
The Sharks would have so many questions for you. For example, have you ever climbed a mountain?
No.
No.
Do you enjoy climbing? Do you want to climb? No.
Not really.
Do you like the cold? No.
But I play a lot of golf. Is that something?
Unless it's cold out, in which case I bail early.
Can you spell Sherpa? Not really. There might be 2 P's. I'm not sure.
I'll walk myself out. Thank you.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Well, this is a story. Ali Arario, she's of New Jersey. She pulled off the ultimate surprise at graduation.
What'd she do?
When she revealed
What?
that she
What?
was the college mascot for her university.
Oh, I read that. This is very funny. This is very funny.
Is it? So she posted this on TikTok, POV. You are your college mascot and revealed to your best friends at graduation. She says it was so hard to keep it a secret, but like so worth it.
So how long was
everybody
she the
like,
mascot for?
Cracked up. I think
The whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
For like years.
Yeah.
But like what a secret to hide, right? Like where is Ali sneaking off to?
Yeah.
You know, does she have some sort of like secret like partner or?
She misses every game.
Sure.
Yet she seems to know how the team is only
like,
doing.
Who's she hooking up with? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or like, is she plotting some like big conspiracy or like some heist or something? Oh no, wait, she's the mascot.
Do we know what the mascot was?
There's a big bird of some sort.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
All right.
I want to say like an eagle, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's-
I saw a photo, I think, online of it. So.
Okay.
I think it's fun.
I think it's fun. It's
especially
just-
because there's a lot of students that aren't into sports, right?
Yeah.
So you would just think, oh, Allie's just back in the library again today. She's not coming to the football game.
Sure.
Right? But Allie's there, sitting beside you, making you guys dance and
Yeah.
everything, and you have no idea.
I get, so I just Googled it. It's Rocky, the Red Hawk, and his sister Roxy. So I guess they have two. So she was one of them. And they attend up to 300 events a year.
That's a lot.
So this is like a full-time gig,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's,
And
how are you keeping that a secret? I'm sorry, the payoff is not there.
No. I
it's
picture
not.
her just being a sweaty woman in
Yeah.
a giant bird costume.
Yeah, she's
without
gotta wake
a
up
head.
extra early so
Yeah.
she can go to like wherever she stores the mascot costume. You know, her like
And that's that's a big bag to carry around.
sure
A mascot
and you
outfit.
always come home really sweaty.
Yes.
Well, what happens, Brady Jones, right now if
Yeah.
I Mission Impossible you
Okay.
and pull off my rubber mask and I'm your dad, and this whole time
You've been
I'm
my
just-
dad.
your dad this whole
That's a
time.
That's a good long con.
See?
Yeah.
Really weird.
But what did your dad have to accomplish? Nothing.
No.
But it's very funny.
Oh, you'd kind of rock my world a little bit.
Yeah.
That's going to take some therapy.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
You just have a conversation with your
almost
dad?
10 years I've been hanging out with my dad every morning and I didn't know
No,
it.
yeah.
That's right.
That's troubling. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
that's, kind of
All right,
changing things.
Your grade 6 teacher. I'm just like taking that off. There I am.
Madame Mary Claire? What?
I mean, that's weird too.
She don't remember my grade 6 teacher.
But there's nothing in it for me
Yeah,
other
sure.
than just watching your reaction that one
Right.
time I take
Yeah,
off the mask.
Fair enough. I do appreciate a long con.
Right.
But there has to be there's a balance here.
Well, there
This
must
feels
have
like
been a
lot.
payoff for her.
Was this one TikTok? Was it worth the whatever it is, 2.5 million views? I don't know if
Yeah.
it was.
Well, not if she was getting 13 likes on all the other posts
I
that
guess
she
so.
put up.
That is just such a side gig.
It
Now
really
you're
is.
looking at me like I'm wearing one of these masks.
Now
from
I am.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Looking for the.
Do you recognize my eyes?
I don't.
I mean, I'm
No,
waiting for
no.
this now.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull off his face.
Do Brady and I have the same eyes?
Uh-huh.
Weirdly, I don't have the same eyes as anybody in my family.
There-
Until now.
Until
Oh.
now, yeah. No, it's weird. It's the first thing SB noticed when we started dating was like, your whole family has blue eyes and you have brown eyes.
Oh.
But there's like a weird. My dad's eyes are like slightly. Anyway, we looked it up and I'm not adopted.
Oh,
it
do you know
turns
what I
out.
saw online?
What?
Sorry to just
No,
go
please.
left, but
Just
what you just said.
Gloss over my identity.
And maybe
crisis.
you guys have
That's
heard
fine.
this before.
What's that?
There was an expert, I think it was medical experts,
Yeah.
more than one, and they were admitting this thing. They were doing some sort of documentary or whatever, and they say, I'm going to freak out so many of our listeners.
All
I
right.
apologize. It is so easy to switch babies in the nursery.
Really, eh?
Now they know they label they know
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
that's going
Yeah.
on, but they said if they want to, they could switch babies and parents would have no
I think,
idea.
especially with the really, really ultra newborns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
just little mutants. Like,
Isn't
how
that
do you know?
freaky?
Yeah.
That like right now
Can
you're
you
saying,
imagine?
you're saying your eye color's
Yeah.
different than your parents. Well, guess what happened at the
Yeah.
hospital?
Oh, talk about that. Like, that just having to go through that would be a lot.
Yeah, it would be tough.
You got to find your actual parents.
Oh,
and
you're too lazy. You just still want Gail, don't you?
Yeah, Gail and Lloyd, they're my parents. But then I have my birth parents, and then that's a whole thing to go through.
I don't think it happens often, but I do think it happens more often than we would think it does.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't not happen.
They were saying it doesn't even happen often, but they're saying it's just so easy.
It could happen.
If a nurse wanted to just go boop,
Yep.
switch beds, it's done.
Because if they wear little bracelets on their wrist, I mean, it's easy for a nurse to just change them.
I know.
Sure.
And when they were admitting this, and they were saying, "Oh no, this is so easy to happen," I'm like, "Oh my god!" People, when they see this, are going to freak out.
This is the same kind of thing, though. Like in hospitals, they go out of their way. If you're going to amputate somebody's leg, they draw all over it.
Yeah.
Not this one,
right?
This one,
Right.
It's happened.
Because it happened.
Yeah, there's someone walking around with, no, totally. God, that would be a bad wake up.
Yeah. Oops.
Have the surgeon go, oh, wait, great. Everything's perfect. And then you look down and you're like, wait a second. That's
So two things. I might be your dad under this face mask.
right.
And second of all, your family might not be your family.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
have the best day ever.
Having a great morning.
And if he's not your dad, I'm not sure why he's wearing this mask.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
All right, recently on the show, I think you're off, Jenny. We did this whole segment about and this was floating around online, instant red flags. And whenever we hear red flags, we talk about dating, right?
Yes,
Dating red
usually.
flags.
Yeah.
But this could be on dates. This could be with coworkers, family, friends, anybody in your life. These are red flags that will get under your skin, annoy you.
Sure.
Maybe you don't want to hang out with them anymore. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
just
how
people
you
red flags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
The one on the list that maybe because Rush, you go to the gym, Brady, maybe you do. I don't. CrossFit, is that still a thing?
Yeah,
I think it's still a thing. It's not the thing that it was.
Yeah.
I think
I haven't heard anybody talk about it like ever.
that's what it was, because CrossFit, it wasn't necessarily the people that were doing it. It's just the fact that they were always talking about doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's less of that going on.
I
now.
think it's just like evolved now to more of like circuit training.
Exactly.
Or just different sort of types of it.
Yes.
Not necessarily branded CrossFit.
There
Right.
was a lot of talk about CrossFit.
Oh, God, yeah.
But that wouldn't be a red flag for. I'd be annoyed, but I don't think it's a red flag.
that's all they talked
if
about?
that's all they
Yeah.
do, then that's
Yeah.
because it became to the level of obsession for a lot of people.
It's sort
so
of like
there wasn't
today's
room for
pickleball.
anything else.
Really?
That's
if somebody plays pickleball.
So is pickleball a red flag?
No, I don't
Oh.
think so. But if that's all they talk about, is
Yeah,
like
I
I
thi-
think it's like anything, right?
If it
you're
becomes your
obsessed with it,
personality,
yeah,
then that's
then it's a
not
lot.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son played what's the other one? Spike ball or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Loves
fun.
that apparently.
It's so fun.
Yeah?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really hard. I don't like it.
Well, it's not like you have to go into the study and find out who killed somebody with a rope, Jenny. I mean,
Oh, thank God for that. It's my worst nightmare.
is Clue the worst board game
The
nightmare for you?
absolute worst
The worst.
ever. I don't
haven't played
understand it.
Clue in 40 years. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
Didn't you voice the Clue video game?
No.
I thought you did.
No,
Was it Monopoly or
I voiced
something
a
you did?
Monopoly game.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's really fun.
A game called Monopoly Tropical Tycoon.
Oh, right.
okay.
That's right.
I'd
yeah.
love for you to
funny.
play Colonel Mustard, though, in a
Sure.
video game.
I can do that. Just give me a script. I'm on board. That's all it takes.
I feel like people got that in like free in like a cereal box or something.
It was a full-on DVD game.
Oh.
Right near the end of DVD games.
Collecting taxidermy animals.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I
weird.
wouldn't love that.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Is it more weird if you actually do it as a hobby, like actually stuff animals?
Right. Or is
that-
that your
have them.
business? I think it's better if it's your business.
Oh, I was
Then-
going to say the other.
Oh,
other
really?
thing. Like if I'm up at your cottage and you have a moose head, I go, okay, whatever.
Sure. But a moose head is different than having a moose head, a squirrel head.
Yeah.
Like you've got all of them.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm sorry, Rush. I hate to go back to the Monopoly thing, but did you voice just like the main guy?
Yeah, a guy named Brad First. He was a news director guy.
No, but you okay. But like you weren't like the guy with the top hat.
No, I was not the Monopoly man.
Okay,
You thought you
because
found him?
Yeah.
I have like the actual video of like the beginning part of the guy with the top hat.
No,
explaining
I
things.
didn't do that. Anytime that it was basically anytime they did the equivalent of like a community chest or a chance card kind of thing,
okay.
then they would cut to me.
That's less fun.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought I had the
Aw.
audio. That would have been great.
That's too bad.
But this whole Monopoly top's a red flag. You gotta be honest.
It is. Yeah.
You're like CrossFit.
I
That's what
am,
you are.
exactly.
Monopoly. That's not. Being super into celebrities and their lives. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
hate
mean,
it
if you're
so
obsessed
much.
with it.
Yeah.
Although, man, I got sucked into the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni
see,
thing.
I knew as soon as I
really
brought
did.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah.
I think if you're a part of like a stan group online, you know what I mean? Like you're like flaming other fans and you're like defending your artist till the
That's
death.
different.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
a
just
lot.
interested in it. Like,
Sure.
that's all.
I mean, they wouldn't have this. The TMZ wouldn't be a thing if people weren't interested.
That's true.
People just are.
Are you still on one side or another, or have you flip-flopped back again? Or?
You know what it is? It hurts my heart to hate Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
It does, because I've loved him ever since, what was,
Van
God,
Wilder?
Van Wilder, you know, like had such a crush on him, loved him.
Two guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Waiting. He was really good in Waiting,
Sure, yeah.
you know.
He was in it.
He was in that
So
movie. Yeah.
I flip-flop,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. Being fans of online influencer culture. What does that mean? Anybody? I don't
Just
know.
a part of it.
Just being a fan of influencers.
Yeah, I
mean, if
guess.
you're
So
really
that's like
into-
celebrities, though, right?
yeah,
It's the
it's
same-
Similar.
same
Kind
thing,
of.
kind of.
Yeah.
But I think like so many people follow some influencers.
Oh, yeah.
Even
Yeah.
like if you don't realize it, like that's
Yeah.
that's what they are.
Yeah.
But I guess
Right?
if you're into the culture of it, and so
Sure, I
that's
guess.
a different.
Okay.
yeah. All right.
And finally, not having a hobby at all or judging other people's hobbies, which we're doing right now.
Right. I was literally going to say, this is all just about lifestyles and not having similar lifestyles. I don't know that it's a red flag if somebody's a taxidermist for hobby. It's just something they love. I tend to not love it, so therefore we're not a match. It's not really like red flags. It's just things to avoid if if you don't love doing them.
And you know what? Some people just don't have hobbies.
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
But then what do you do?
Right.
I don't think I have a hobby. Like, I really don't. Like, I work, I'm with my family,
Yeah.
do stuff with my wife.
Well, you golf sometimes.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't consider that to be
Not
a
enough to call
hobby.
it a hobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're like kind of a TV aficionado. Would that be like,
Yeah.
you really, really enjoy different
And
Code
music.
for lazy.
not necessarily.
So is anything, you know? I mean, if you're a stamp collector, you're just sitting there being lazy too.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
If
fine.
you puzzle, you're just sitting.
Yeah.
Just
No, but
Yeah.
but everybody, like 95% of people watch TV. Like, that can't be my hobby. That's so sad.
No, but you really know stuff.
but you watch a lot.
I mean, compared to me, you watch a lot more than I do. Like, I just watch, Seinfeld reruns and Law and
Yeah.
Order. So
Like what do you average a day? I average maybe 3 hours a day.
I'm about the same.
it depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
All
when we
depends
go
on the
upstairs. Again, if I'm watching baseball, then maybe it'd be a couple hours.
I think Brady watches more than any of us because he has it on throughout the day while he's
he has it.
doing
Right.
On,
work.
he has it on as a
Well,
background thing.
yeah.
Into
Well, so do I.
Yeah.
Like actively watching is a lot less than 3 hours. But I know what you're saying. Like I do
Yeah.
have it on.
But I feel like every morning you say, I watched a documentary
Yeah.
yesterday.
I do watch a lot of documentaries. Like one a week though, one or two a week.
this is
That's your hobby.
That's a lot of documentaries.
Yeah, that's a good hobby.
There's a lot of great documentaries out right now. Just watch one on the Liver King.
Oh, yeah. Is that
great.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's. Do you know anything about the Liver King?
No.
No, but I
Yeah,
know
you
your
find it
reaction to it.
Yeah.
Then there's another one, a good one about men quilting in prison. It's great.
Yeah.
And you think I have a problem with TV?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Men
There's that.
quilting in prison. It's so specific.
It
It's
really
a
is.
wonderful documentary.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady.
Jenny, I think I
Yes.
did it.
What's that?
I think I did it.
Did
I
what?
think I found the perfect side gig for you. I think you're
Ooh.
going
Okay.
to absolutely love this.
Talk to
because
me.
when you were a kid, you loved doing like dance routines and stuff,
Dance
right?
routines. I'd do plays, commercials. I'd write my own scripts. Everything was on videotape.
And it was all like choreographed. Like you, for example, we've posted a video of you
No,
dancing.
that was not choreographed.
That was just, like,
That is just
improv
off the
off the
top.
dome?
Yeah.
I hated. I went to like one dance class and
Yeah.
hated it because they were trying to tell me what to do.
Right.
Ah,
And
you're
I
a better
liked-
spirit, man.
I was free. I wanted to dance.
Yeah.
I
But
wanted to
would-
dance, man.
But you didn't improv your commercials and stuff. Those were scripted.
They were scripted.
You
I spent
understood,
time on that.
You understood
Yeah.
what writing, the gift of writing.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, but do
yeah.
you think like, let's say we're gonna put you on like a Canada's version of Dancing with the Stars,
Right.
something like that. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Could you learn choreography? Like if we set you up with like a
Oh,
super
sure, I could.
tall, handsome man who's
Yeah.
gonna Jenny, I will help you.
Oh, okay.
Jenny, I will show you what
Not
to do.
sure exactly
No,
where he's from.
Okay, yeah, no,
Your
that's
chest
fine.
hair.
Yo,
and he's
chest
got
hair,
the whole
okay.
thing
Chest
of
hair?
ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, you know, like he's very good at this, right?
God, we need cameras in the studio to
I
see.
don't-
Brady,
Jenny,
rat-ta-ta-ta-ing
please,
in
take my
his
hand.
seat.
Take my hand and I will
I'm
teach
in.
you.
Yes, you
Okay,
could
yeah,
teach me.
Right?
Yes,
yeah,
all
every
right.
week and
It
you're
would take
competing.
a long time, but you
I'd
could
vote
do it.
for you.
Okay,
I'd text.
thank
I get
you.
everybody. My Lloyd and Gail would be texting.
Yeah,
my
oh, I
parents.
love that.
Sure, everybody would be
Okay.
texting, right? Would you be in? For sure. Amazing.
Yeah.
'Kay.
What's going on?
I think you're about to be disappointed. He spent a lot of time on the build-up.
Wait, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I think this is something you should maybe apply for.
Okay.
Dancing with the Stars host, one-time host, Tom Bergeron.
Yeah.
He's got a new gig.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very exciting. It's similar to Dancing with the Stars, except it's called Dancing with Sharks.
Oh, God.
And it's on Shark Week
There
on
it is.
Discovery
Of
Channel.
course it is. Okay.
And they're actually pairing expert divers up with sharks.
Yeah.
And they're performing choreographed routines
no.
devised by, quote, world-class underwater choreographers.
That's a nice idea.
Jenny, this is perfect.
This is absolutely the worst
What
side
is-
gig for me ever
What
in
is
the world.
downside?
Well, first of all, I hate having to learn choreography. Second of all, I am terrified of sharks. And third of all, I hate scuba diving. Like the
Okay.
whole thing is actually like my three worst.
I
Like
felt like this was something that would be perfect
This
for you. I
is-
think you'd
no.
be so good at it. But what about Lloyd and Gail? They want to vote for you.
I'm sorry, I'm out.
I was going to
am
get
not
everybody to, we're all going to collect.
What do
There'd
I
be
win?
signs, there'd be people on the street. You see right there, there'd
Yeah.
be people with big, vote for Jenny,
Sure.
vote for Jenny.
What do I win?
The love and support and
Yeah,
hearts
absolutely
and
not.
minds
You
of
could have
Canadians.
said $8 million and I've been
I
like,
did
nope.
9
see
million.
the name of this, and it's Dancing with Sharks.
Yeah. Yes.
They should have a the in there.
I know, it
should be
bothers me.
Dancing
Missed
with the
opportunity.
Sharks.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't because it's probably too close.
wonder if it's too close
It's a different
and that's what it
network,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Discovery and ABC.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's ABC,
maybe.
I think.
Yeah, ABC.
Jenny,
No, never.
people what they
There's
want.
nothing you could do to convince me to
just a little
do
samba with the shark.
this samba.
Jenny, please, want to come? Want to come underwater?
What if the
Fine.
sharks were wearing a muzzle?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
No, they just whip me with their tails.
Yeah, they
I
probably
would still
would.
die.
That's also, they don't really have good hips for this.
No,
They don't
no.
really have,
or
But-
hips at all?
Right.
I guess that's
But
true.
they could,
Yeah.
their fins could maybe do a little,
Yeah, a little.
yeah, a little salsa.
I wonder how well you'd be able to hear the music down there. I mean, I know
You
sharks
probably
have
have
very good
headphones.
hearing.
Oh, with
Yeah.
synchro. Have you ever
Yeah.
underwater speakers?
Yeah.
With synchro people,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
have
they
great
do it.
speakers
Yeah.
under
They
there. I
do,
have
eh?
underwater headphones when I swim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do they work well?
No.
No, okay.
No, I don't. I think I bought cheap ones. They just
Okay.
sort of like, it's when you're swimming and you kind of go underwater and above water. So
Yeah.
when you're above water, it's like, it sounds great. And then
Yeah.
underwater, it's like, so you have to really.
Are
what
you
I've
sure
learned-
they're underwater, or are you just ruining
I'm
headphones?
just, yeah. AirPods are good underwater.
Yeah,
right?
That's
Yeah.
fine. It's
Yeah.
what it sounds like, that
Sure.
they're regular headphones that you use underwater.
Right. So now I found that you have to really like know the music that you're listening to, so you can kind of like hear it in your head. You fill in the blanks a
God,
little bit.
just get some good ones. What's the point?
I don't know. I tried a
Yeah.
podcast once. That didn't work.
Oh my God.
What are you listening to them on? Like you have that. What are the?
So they're headphones, and they don't go in your ear. They go
Yeah.
like sort of on your ear, and then you
Yes.
wear a cap, bathing cap on top to keep them in
Okay.
place.
Okay.
So it's sort of like it's not in your ear. It's just sort of like pushing music into your
and is it
ear.
Yeah.
if that makes
Bluetooth
sense.
to your phone?
No, you actually. Well, you could do that, but mine aren't powerful
Wouldn't
enough.
be far
for that,
enough,
so you put the music on the actual. It's like an
Okay.
old like MP3.
It just sounds like a disaster. Brady Jones in a bathing cap,
it's-
doing laps
yeah.
with
I thought you were gonna
bad
say
music.
bathing suit, which also accurate. Yeah,
But that's again, that's so much work. And again, to me, if you're swimming, I know the idea of being alone with your thoughts in a pool
Terrifying.
is terrible.
Especially when there's no other
Would-
stimulation.
Something like
Yes.
this, when you're hearing this, would you just? I'm just going to swim without music.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I-
Or you
not
put
so
it on a
bad.
speaker outside of the pool
Yeah,
so that you can hear it when you're up
There's
and you're
other
not
people
like.
also in the pool.
It's too
like
much.
your jams
Are you
there?
the only person that has your
No,
bathing
some
cap
other
and
people,
music?
Some other people, not a lot.
No,
some
'cause
other
it's-
people.
Please
so
tell me
much
you're the
work.
only one that shows up. I literally picture you like showing up with your towel wrapped under your arm, your your little Speedo
I have
and your
my
bathing
Crocs.
cap
Yeah.
and your Crocs.
Sure, I don't have a Speedo. Okay, grow up.
And your little duck
that
floating
would
ring
be
thing
ridiculous.
That would be too much.
around your waist.
I do. Well, I don't want to drown.
Yeah, that's true. It's very important.
You get
Anyway,
up on
Jenny,
the little
it's
diving
no-
platform and just
okay.
wait. Yeah, and
Let me
somebody
know.
goes, pow, and you get in the water.
Kick. All right.
What color is your bathing cap?
It's black.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
that's
That helps.
badass.
'Cause I'm a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got.
That does help. I pictured it like being like skin colored.
Yeah, like a bald cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's black and it has flames on it.
No,
It
it
does
does
not.
not.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
And my
no.
favorite number and my name, B. Jones. It's not true.
No, but does it have flames?
No.
Oh, I really wanted it to have
I wanted
flames.
to have flames
With
on
a
it, too.
matching bathing suit
but it's
at the
black.
community rec center.
So you have just a plain black.
It says black. It says Speedo on it.
good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
brand.
That's better, but less fun.
Less-
God,
way
I wish
less
it had
fun.
flames.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so
Hey
good.
man, Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
You can always pick me up one. All right. Anyway, I don't feel like you're taking my suggestions
No.
seriously.
No, I'm not.
Dancing with Sharks. It comes out at some point this summer.
Like what you just heard? Tell a friend. Tell a friend. They can listen to the Hot Tub Podcast with Mauler, Rush, Jenni, and Brady wherever podcasts are found.
Follow the gang on socials for more fun at Mauler, at One True Rush, at Hot Flash Jenni, and and at Brady Jones Radio.
The Hot Tub Podcast, a part of the Stingray Podcast Network.